welcome to the 7th episode of CRINGECAST. Joined with me today is...
The Kawaii Wrestler. Nice and sick for everyone.
Boy, I didn't know you were sick, but anyways.
Yeah, I got a cold over the weekend.
It sucks.
Yeah.
But today I guess we're going to talk about the 6th episode of the new Samurai Jack season. And pretty decent episode. I wasn't my favorite so far, but not so bad. It was showed a lot of the older... kind of a recap episode showing a lot of stuff from the first couple seasons and stuff. So why don't you start off by talking about what you thought about the episode?
Oh, well, I thought it was really good. Yeah, I thought it was one of the better episodes, honestly, because it really tickles that nostalgia.
That's true.
Thing. It really gives you a lot of nostalgia for the show. Like, I've only watched the first season, but there's still a couple of the references I got. So
yeah,
like the Woolies,
yeah.
And what was the other one? The Archers.
The Archers, yep.
Yeah, so and then I really liked it. A lot of interesting stuff happened. Yeah, these like high def recaps. It's like a clip show but high quality.
Yeah,
so it's like a good way.
Yeah. It was. I thought it wasn't. I mean, I didn't think it was bad. I kind of felt like in the first couple episodes we're getting really sort of Tartakovsky was sort of almost had too many like really interesting uses of animation and stuff and really artistic battles and stuff, and we've sort of slowed down from that, which is okay. I mean, I think it's going to come back later. This is sort of the middle of the series or the season, I feel like. And
yeah, I think this is like kind of like the halftime of the series.
Yeah, so I guess we should do a quick summary of the episode. Basically, what happens is that Ashi is looking for Jack, and along the way, she meets a lot of people from previous episodes, and by previous episodes, we mean like in the first couple seasons, not in this season, which include like the Woolies and the Archers from the one very famous episode. One episode I really liked was the Rave, and they had kids from the Rave, which are now adults. She also sees the samurai and some other people. So it was cool getting to see all these kind of old characters returning. And I was kind of surprised they did that, because in Jack, generally, it's sort of... And I mean, it kind of makes sense, because now this newest season is kind of more of an overarching plot. But in general, in Jack, it seems like they have, an episode, and then he usually doesn't revisit characters from that episode, but... It's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
They had all these characters be revisited.
I mean, yeah, because obviously the circumstance of this season is totally different. So that was good. But one thing I liked about this episode is that this episode really pushed the rating.
Yeah, they definitely had a lot more adult
stuff.
humor and stuff. Yeah,
like when Scaramouche said the one guy's head looked like a penis, and it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was a surprising one, because it was one of those things where I think they knew that the viewers would be thinking about it, like be like, "Oh, that guy looks like a penis," and then like there's a big pause, and then he himself says it in the show, which was funny.
And the way he delivered it too, like, geez, that guy, what a freak. Guy looks like a penis.
Also, we didn't mention, I guess, but part of the plot is also that Scaramouche is alive. He's just a head now. And he's sort of trying to journey to find Aku, or to contact Aku in some way, so that he can tell him that Samurai Jack no longer has his sword.
Yeah, I think what's going to happen is that in a couple episodes, Scaramouche will finally be able to tell Aku that Jack doesn't have the sword, but then Jack by that time will have the sword, so maybe Aku will just like disintegrate him after that.
So going back to sort of the summary of the episode, halfway through, or kind of I guess more towards the end, but either way, Ashi, we figure out that this whole time she doesn't actually have
she's been naked the whole time.
She's been naked. She's just covered in scars, which it's an interesting like twist, I guess, but it's also kind of gross. Like I was thinking, like, oh, she's all like scabby and like pussy, like ugh.
Well, I think it's like some sort of tar or something. I'm not sure.
I thought it was like that she was burned on like coals. But anyways, either way, what ends up happening is that she washes it all off, and we get a sort of finally fully. I guess it's symbolic that Ashi is now a good character, like completely, because she's washed off the black, whatever soot or tar or burns that were on her body, and she changes her hair completely, so it's sort of heading downward now, and she just has a new look. She covers herself in leaves.
Yeah, I mean, let's not move on too quickly. I mean, the fact that she was naked the whole time, that means you were like looking at child porn during all those flashback episodes, crazy shit like that, you know?
Yeah, I guess technically.
It's like he thought that was some sort of cute skin tight suit or some spandex something. No, they've all been naked the whole time.
That's true. It is weird to think about. Yeah, and then from then on, we actually, Ashi does find Jack, and we get to finally see who this samurai sort of ghost that's been following Jack is. And it literally is a samurai ghost. That's actually really what it pretty much is. And Jack is about to commit seppuku because he feels like he's failed his mission before Ashi tells him that he did not actually, those kids didn't die, he actually did save their lives.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
You know, I one thing I liked about the touch is during like a film class we learned about this one Japanese writer who was like obsessed with seppuku, or I forget his name, but he was like in the 60s and 70s. The one nice touch though was that the samurai ghost was like over him, like about holding his sword, because in traditional seppuku or whatever it's called the samurai is supposed to like cut open his stomach, and then someone else is supposed to behead him when they see fit, I think. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's why the ghost was like there, like getting ready to actually cut off his head when Jack actually started to disembowel himself. So that was a nice touch. I think that kind of thing is lost in media. Like you hear about like the people stabbing themselves in the stomach, but that part is also a very important part, though, is the other person that supposed to behead them.
Yeah, that's actually really gnarly. I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, because like this famous movie guy or author or something, he actually died by committing seppuku, and like the other the guy who was supposed to cut off his head like actually like failed the first couple times, and someone else had to finish the job. So just a nasty way to go now. That's why you don't do this at home, kids. Don't do this.
Yeah. So anyways, we pretty much recapped the episode. Let's talk about again like what our actual thoughts are on what happened. So you said that you liked it. You thought that the recap and everything was good.
Yeah, because like there's a lot of love put into it. I feel like a lot of clip show episodes are like just manufactured because there's no budget. And it's like this is a clip show of like old like episodes that have been out for over a decade and stuff, and that's just different and special. It's like it's Gendy just kind of saying, oh yeah, these episodes, they're great. Like the Wooly episode, was that like the first one after the pilot, I think?
Yeah, I think that's like one of the main, like I think it might have been the first one after, not the pilot, because technically the pilot was him going to the future, and then the second episode was him helping the dogs.
Right, so after that, I think it was the Wooly episode.
Yeah, I think that the Wooly is like technically third or so, yeah.
Yeah, so just so you have these iconic episodes that someone like me has seen, so I've really appreciated it. Yeah, so that was just really fun. And then, Ashi's whole journey, like the visual parallel between like Ashi going into like the tar pit as a kid, and then like her diving into the water is very symbolic of that kind of transformation.
Yeah,
so
yeah. I feel like it was interesting how at first she was sort of jumping into fire, and now she's jumping into water. It's sort of opposites, but it's perfectly encapsulates sort of the transformation she's going through and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I don't know. I like the episode, but like I said, I feel like there was a lot of beginning episodes that had really interesting animation stuff, and I really like that fact. And not that I mind these sort of slower paced episodes or these less action packed episodes, but I sort of just missed that at this point. Jack doesn't have anyone really to fight for right now. I think hopefully soon.
Yeah,
He'll
did
come
you see
back.
the promo for the next episode?
Yeah, I did. With he's going to go find his sword now, and I think there'll be some fighting there. That'll be interesting. And it looks
Yeah, there's
like,
that. Yeah,
it looks like in the promo that Jack is going to be sort of going on a spiritual journey in some way to find his sword. So I guess we're probably going to get some really cool, interesting animation through that. I mean, I'd imagine that we'll get some kind of trippy stuff.
oh yeah, definitely. Whatever happens in the mind space.
Yeah,
Um, I think the battle between Ashi and that army, I hope it like parallels like the first episode, like with the dogs and the robots.
yeah,
That would be pretty cool if it somehow paralleled that, like Ashi's first big battle against like an unstoppable foe, and somehow she succeeds. Maybe.
yeah. Similar to Jack. So I kind of wasn't expecting this episode either. Where I guess that's the thing is, like I said in Samurai Jack, a lot of times when something happens, it doesn't get brought up again, like except for the Scotsman and some other rare examples. But I thought it was this episode was kind of surprising for me. But what I thought wasn't surprising was we kind of guessed that Ashi would be the one. I mean, it was sort of obvious that Ashi would be the one to sort of bring back Jack's hope in wanting to defeat Aku, and that seems to be what happened.
Yeah, definitely. And I like how it's kind of connected with her like experiencing like um all like the good things that he's done, like how he's helped the other people.
Yeah, definitely. And another, I kind of have a prediction, and we'll see if this actually comes true. My prediction for right now is that I think it's possible that the Scotsman will end up finding a lot of these characters, like the Woolies and the Archer, and maybe the Samurai, and
Yeah.
that's the army that he's going to build with Jack to defeat Aku, and that would be
Yeah,
pretty
right.
awesome because it'd be sort of ending it on this all-out war with all the characters that we've sort of seen.
Yeah, hopefully like they bring out all like the characters that are still alive conceivably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I think that would be a pretty awesome way to end the series. We finally get Jack. I mean, he's fought Aku before, and then just end it off with him and Aku really just doing battle, and that'd be pretty awesome. I feel like but like you said, another thing we should talk about is, I guess, sort of how this one was able to use more adult humor and stuff.
Oh yeah, like yeah, because like the other episodes, the way how they kind of use the Adult Swim's leniency was just like kind of the blood and the violence, but this one like obviously have dick jokes. What else did you have? Yeah, you had the implications, of course. Um,
Yeah, Ashi's naked
yeah,
this whole time. We also get a shot of Ashi naked, but they do a
yeah,
real. I don't know if this is sort of a classic censorship, but I guess kind of.
yeah.
He's like
Behind
coming
the
out of
waterfall is a
behind the
pretty common
waterfall.
thing.
Pretty.
Yeah,
That's almost like a trope at this point, isn't it? She's
yeah. I like
naked in
how
the
they like
water.
transitioned it like really close, whereas
It was like right there. It's like you almost get to see her butt, but
yeah.
she walks right behind the waterfall right at the right second. So
Yeah. Well, you still get to see the silhouette though, so which is
yeah, you get to see
okay.
a silhouette. That's how that trope, I guess. That's sort of the point of that trope, I guess, is
Yeah,
that you get to see
exactly.
the silhouette. Um, and then also, I guess it's not a huge thing, but there is one time where they're in the. He's like they're at the bar, and the one guy is like, "Oh, that Samurai Jack is one tough sob," which he didn't actually say, "son of a bitch," but
Yeah, like a samurai, like he said like damn and badass, I think, which
yeah,
makes sense for like black
him
guy
to
like
say,
that.
sort of a funky black
Samuel
character.
Jackson type of character.
Yeah, exactly. Um, I think, yeah, I kind of warmed up to the episode. I was real late last night because I ended up staying. I talked to you about this before the podcast, but me and my girlfriend binged Stranger Things last night because it's the first time we watched it for our viewers.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah,
Finally, like I was late to a party. I watched it like in November.
it's funny because it's like Is it maybe better to wait with these Netflix shows? Because now I
Well,
don't
I
have to
mean, you get
wait.
them all at the same time though, so it's not like
I don't know, but
a
like
real
it's
show.
like I don't have to wait. Like everyone else who watched it when it first came out, then they figured out that they had to wait until like fall of this year. They're probably
Oh yeah,
really upset. Like I'm upset, but like I don't have to wait as long as everyone else did. But anyways,
yeah, that's a good point.
what I was gonna say is I kind of watched this episode twice because at that point, like after we were done watching, I just went to the bathroom and I saw it on YouTube, so I just like skimmed it once. And at first, I was like, okay, this is just kind of a recap episode, kind of a clip show episode. But then after I watched it a second time, I liked it a little bit more. Like I said, I'm still sort of missing the more artistic animations and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah,
well, it wasn't a bad episode. I overall liked it, just not my favorite. I liked it more than the episode before this, in episode 5. But yeah,
yeah, I like this because I think yeah, it's just really nice though that like to have this love letter to the fans and like have like a whole episode dedicated on like all the things that Jack has done in the show. So that was just pretty nice, rather than just like a little cameo or something. It was nice to have like a cool dedicated episode while still having like its own story, its own character arcs for Ashi and Jack and stuff. So yeah.
yeah, and Scaramouche to like a lesser extent
Oh
is
yeah, right. That was
like go
good
on a
comic relief.
journey. Yeah, yeah, it was lots of they got a lot of comedy with him. And I'm wondering, I guess like you said, what's probably gonna happen is he's gonna get to Aku like right before or right after Jack gets his sword back. Um, but
Mhm.
yeah, I think it'll probably be a little funny moment where he's like, "Oh, Jack doesn't have the sword," and then Aku goes after Jack or something, and then Jack
Yeah.
has a sword, and then he's like, "You lied to me," or some shit.
Yeah. I liked how Scaramouche was the number 3 assassin for Aku.
Yeah,
That was a funny
he
little.
had moved down the line. He was once the number 1. Now he's the number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think another thing we should just talk about is now that we're on the 6th episode, and it feels like sort of this is going to be the halfway point. I don't know if when exactly it's going to end, but it
Yeah.
feels like this is around the halfway point. If we should just sort of recap the series so far and what we've thought of this new season.
Yeah, because like everything in the previews and stuff have already been shown, I mean, by now. So,
Yeah, exactly. Like the original trailers and everything.
yeah, so yeah, so far I really liked it. It's interesting. Uh yeah, just like they took Jack in a totally new direction and his character arc with the Sisters of Aku and how he overcame them, and then now Ashi's character arc now it's just well, Ashi's character arc through the whole season so far, pretty
Yeah,
much.
I mean, it's just cool that, of course, we've talked about this to death, but just that we're getting these sort of revivals and these just continuations on all these shows and stuff. And Jack seems to be sort of pioneering that. It feels like, and I feel like after this, it's just gonna sort of explode, maybe.
Let's
Um,
hope. I mean, in the end, it's still all about money, though. If the studios or someone isn't making the money, then it doesn't matter. But it seems like Samurai Jack is definitely drawing a lot of attention.
yeah, it feels like people are talking about it, and like it has a following. Definitely, that people want to talk about this new season and everything. Yeah, I mean, I think it's been a great new final season for the show. I'm really happy that
Yeah,
it could exist. And it's one of those things where as a kid I'd always watch Samurai Jack, and it wasn't really a show that I ever thought would have. I guess I didn't think about it when I was a kid about arcs and stuff, but it's cool now that we have a very focused arc based version of the show, and we're gonna finally get to see him battle Aku to the death. It seems like.
oh yeah,
I mean, I'm just glad that we have. It's also just good that we have shows like Samurai Jack because, of course, Samurai Jack is famous for not being the very typical like action show for kids, and this new season I think stays very true to that. They have it's still lots of stylization and lots of really interesting animation used for all these fights, and
hmm
I think that's what made the series great, and it's what continues to make the series great. I think it's one of those things where people are gonna, or companies and stuff, I hope will look at this and realize that this is the sort of way to bring back old shows, not in the Teen Titans Go and Powerpuff Girls way, because the fans
Oh
are of
yeah,
course reacting strongly to the fact that this is a revival that is changing the show to an extent. Of course, it's more adult and it's more focused on a overarching plot, but it's it works for the show. It stays true to what the show was originally about, and it's just it's done well.
yeah. I think that's just like the difference of like a show that has a lot of love put into it and like a creator that really cares about it.
Yeah,
I think that's just kind of the difference. And I mean, Samurai Jack was already an adult show that just couldn't do like adult things. I have a feeling.
yeah,
Like I
I
have a
could see that
feeling that Samurai
perspective.
Jack the original was ever like didn't have like age limits or censors or whatever on it. I think this would be a show that was. So yeah, I think it's just kind of a natural progression of what this of what the old show was all along. So yeah,
Yeah, here's hoping that after this, Tartakovsky gets to get another season of Symbionic Titan.
all right. Did you watch any more?
I didn't watch any more yet. I'm planning to. I really like we watched for our viewers. Me and the Kawaii Wrestler watched the first episode. He's watched the series. I have not, and I'm enjoying it. I mean, I watched that first episode and I enjoyed it a lot. I definitely think it's one of those things I'm gonna have to go back and watch because it seems like it's of course really well done and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's one good thing about Gendy shows is that they do seem to have a lot of effort and love put into them. Something you don't always get, you
Yeah,
know.
I mean, I think he just treats the shows like how they should be. He doesn't sort of cut corners and thinking like what will appeal to the masses or to kids or like whatever. It
Oh
seems
yeah.
like he just sort of goes for what he believes he wants to make and what he thinks is quality.
Oh, for
And
sure. I mean, that's why like his
makes it.
shows don't last too long.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, is because he's not trying to pander to an audience or like an idea or anything. He just wants to make the best thing that he can make. I assume, at
Yeah,
least.
I mean this guy does a real good job. He even made an Adam Sandler starring film. He did it twice, and he made him
Really?
decent films. Yeah,
Jeez, why would you do that?
yeah, Hotel Transylvania. That's he directed.
Oh
He's the
yeah,
director of that. Yeah, and those are I mean they're not amazing. They're not Pixar
yeah. I've
or
heard they're decent.
DreamWorks.
So,
Yeah, but they're
yeah.
decent. They're funny little monster movies, I guess you would have to say. Funny, good,
Right.
decent movies, and they're pretty well animated. I mean, which is interesting because I didn't really know that Tartakovsky was good at doing or was able at directing for 3D animation. But those are pretty decent movies and everything. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it probably isn't that hard. I mean, it's probably only different for like the actual artists to actually like, you know,
go from 2 to 3D. Or well,
yeah,
I mean,
right.
he must have had like very for the movie. He must have had very people who were experts in 3D animation.
Yeah,
And
exactly. I mean, you're never alone in a movie. You always have a lot of people that know
yeah,
it.
and then he had to direct sort of how it would go and everything. I don't actually. I guess animation directors are sort of just the ones that sort of decide how the animation will look and everything. But I mean, they're like I said, they're surprisingly good movies. I won't say they're great or anything, but I think they're good. They're worth at least one watch each.
Right. Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, hopefully, Gendy can get some more passion projects, whether that's a new show or another revival. And then, like I say on every podcast, Danny Phantom that has to come back soon enough. I mean, I think if it keeps getting, if revivals keep doing well, like not like reboots like the Powerpuff Girls or Teen Titans, but actual like continuations and like serious works.
Yeah, and like I
You
guess
know,
like sequels almost, because I
yeah,
feel like
sequels.
that's
Yeah,
what I don't know if it's what's going to end up happening. That's sort of what Butch Hartman sort of hinted at is that if there is a new Danny Phantom, it'll be kind of a sequel. Well, that's maybe not. I don't know what it'll end up being, but of course on his YouTube channel he did the Danny Phantom characters as adults basically.
yeah, and like every video, he has like tons of comments and stuff. It's like, we love Danny Phantom, bring back Danny Phantom. Like, that's definitely like in social media, that's like the thing he has to hear about most of the time. So
Yeah, I'd have to imagine it's not Fairly Odd Parents anymore.
yeah, yeah, because we definitely need another season with a new character, like a new dog or a new baby
Yeah,
or something in
I
the
think I
show.
mentioned this on the podcast before, but I really it's sort of it's like it's crazy to me because when I was a kid, I'd always think, man, Fairly Odd Parents can go on forever. That's a great idea for a show. That's an amazing idea because Timmy can just wish for whatever, and they can make any show about anything. They can do whatever they want. They don't ever have to. It'll never get tiring or whatever because as long as they can, because there's no limit to what he can do. I mean, he has the rules, of course, but there's not really any limit to like what he can sort of create and make in the show and everything. And then I don't know. I guess it's like, how do you run out of ideas when you have no limits? But somehow they did.
I mean, because because it's still just a show made by people, and
But
a gimmick like that just yeah.
I don't know. But it's like you've got the Simpsons. I mean, of course, the Simpsons has like great like writers and stuff on it. But you got these shows, the Simpsons and like South Park and I guess Family Guy. Although Family Guy is of course not a great show or anything. But they've been going on for so long, and they're okay. They don't have to like add a bunch of new crappy characters like every season or whatever. Like really just like heinous. I mean, the new character is just like a total Mary Sue, from what I understand. It's
Yeah.
like, how do you write that and like not realize that? Unless that's like the whole point is you're like challenging yourself to write a Mary Sue, or like it's like, can I make this really terrible trope of a character work?
Yeah. I don't know. I think part of it might be that, like, I don't know how true this is, but maybe Nickelodeon, the studio, is kind of having like mandates or something.
Maybe because I
And
feel
like
like
maybe like South Park and Simpsons, like they'll just like kind of do their own thing. While Fairly Odd Parents might not have like any sort of like might be have like oversight or something. Though I have no idea if that's true or not. But
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. It's like they've kept SpongeBob going. I mean, SpongeBob's gonna go until the end of time. It seems like they're
yeah,
never gonna let
yeah. I
SpongeBob
just
like.
had like a conversation with like friends like about like when we show like our kids SpongeBob, it'll be like our parents showing like us the Flintstones or Jetsons.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about. Oh, speaking of the Jetsons, it's kind of a small thing, but going back to the Samurai Jack episode real quick, did you notice that there was a cameo of Astro from the Jetsons?
Yeah. I love
Yeah,
the
he
dog.
was
Yeah.
one of the dog people that Scaramouche got in a fight with. Anyways, yeah, it's interesting to think that that's sort of how this will work because that's sort of the point of revivals or new shows. There's this. I think it was back when he was the internet aristocrat, but there was this Mr. Medicare video where he talked about bronies, and surprisingly, he wasn't actually sort of against them or insulting them. He was
Really?
talking about how some sort of, I guess I'll just use the term SJW. I can't remember the video so well, but it was some like SJW in the brony community, like censoring, uh, have you ever heard of like the Molestia Tumblr or whatever?
Yeah, I remember that. I
Yeah,
mean,
it got like
there's like drama around it and
I got
stuff.
like taken down or something, and then he was talking about how there was like this one SJW that was really like for it getting taken down, but she also draws like pretty provocative like pony imagery and stuff, and he was like,
See,
"This is just
that's some stupid shit.
yeah." He's just like, "It's just hypocrite. It's just hypocritical," and he's like, "I know all of you are gonna say like." Oh well, there are just like weird brony perverts that jerk off to like this Molestia blog, so it needs to be taken down. But he's like, come on, like how many times do you see like any like old show from the '80s? Like how many parodies have you seen of He-Man being gay or something like that? He's just like, it's not. He's like, maybe it's true that people like fantasize about this stuff, but like at the same time, like this is normal. Like we always do this on the internet, and we shouldn't like think
Yeah,
of
it's
it
still
as
their
like
right.
weird.
Like it shouldn't be taken. We shouldn't like say one thing's okay and not allow the other.
Yeah, but
Generally,
I got off topic. Anyways, earlier in the video, he talked about how it's like if you think about lots of revivals like MLP, they get brought back because of the idea that hey, there's gonna be a mom who sees MLP on her TV, and it's like, oh, I remember that when I was a little girl. Maybe
Well,
my
My
daughter
Little
would
Pony is
enjoy
different
it.
though because it's connected to the toy brand.
Yeah,
I mean,
of
in the
course.
end, like nothing. The show doesn't matter. It's all about the toys. It's all about that toy merchandise
Yeah.
money. You know.
Anything by Hasbro, it's all about that toy money.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't think that's like the best example because as long as there's like a big toy franchise or something, there'll always be, at least if it's like Hasbro,
Yeah.
there'll always be some sort of cartoon adaptation of it.
Speaking of Hasbro, man, can you believe how many freaking Transformers movies there are?
Hey, you gotta blame the Chinese for that. They're the one that
Are they? They're
are making those movies like billion-dollar
Really?
movies.
I didn't know that. Oh my gosh. It's funny because I go out and I've seen every Transformers movie, and it's like I guess I have no one to blame but myself.
Yeah, you're part of the problem.
I
if you're
am
buying
part of the
tickets,
problem, but it's like I go out and see every one, and I'm just like, how? It's kind of like a test at this point. Like, okay, yeah. So I would just like, I'm pretty good at like watching a movie and just being able to ignore like the problems, just turn off my brain and like watch it and be like, okay, well, this isn't good, but whatever. It's got some good action. But I remember like, and I wasn't even like that old, and I wasn't even really like worried about like being able to review things or being critical of things. I remember when I went to go see the third Transformers movie, I was like bored out of my skull. Like I was like, what is going on? How can
I tried to watch that on Netflix once, and I was like, ugh, why am I watching this?
I was like, how can they keep making these? I was like, this is just ass. And like, it wasn't even that it was bad. I was just like halfway through the movie, I was like, come on, just end it. I was like, what are we even doing at this point? Just get to where Optimus Prime kicks the bad guy's ass. And what's so disappointing about that movie is Optimus Prime doesn't even kick the bad guy's ass. That movie.
Yeah,
is
right. It's like Leonard Nimoy's character, like Sentinel Prime. He like gets killed by Megatron. Then
it's so
Optimus in like one move kills Megatron.
Yeah, it's just so like, awful. Oh my god, I hated that. It's like part of it. There's one thing that works in that ending, and that's like that for once a human did the right thing because the girl, Shia LaBeouf's girlfriend, convinces Megatron to kill Sentinel, but it's like at the same time, like it's like it just makes it so anticlimactic. You want to see Optimus beat the shit out of Sentinel.
It's still a bad ending though. Yeah,
it's like the one time like I don't want a human to help in Transformers. Like of course I don't want humans in Transformers in general. Like they just bog down the story. It's like the one time I kind of feel like, okay, well, she's actually doing something good. It just makes the movie like less enjoyable because of what she did. It's like I don't even know.
Yeah, that just sucks. And then they made a bad one after that, and then this next one looks pretty bad too.
Yeah. Oh, did you see the trailer for it? I think. Oh my gosh, did you see the trailer for it?
Yeah, I saw a couple of them. Like, there's one where like the girl's like doing this terrible speech or something.
Yeah, like really like girl power. Like I wonder if Michael Bay is like. He's like looking on the internet. He's like, "Wow, feminism is real popular. I think I can still pull in the crowds, even though I've had like really
Michael Bay would
sexist and racist humor in the past. I think I can still pull him in if I do this real girl powery."
Trying to be Logan, but
yeah. Oh my gosh. Ugh.
So I don't like the very first trailer. I kind of liked, but. Yeah, that's not looking good for the rest.
Yeah, I guess the non-Samurai Jack topic for this episode seems to be sort of just like things that go on for too long. Fairly Odd Parents, Transformers, these things need to end.
I mean, the shows are always pretty good. Have you seen like kind of the recent shows?
I haven't actually watched the Transformers shows, but I've heard that the shows themselves are good. Of course, the movies.
Yeah, it's like Prime came out like 5 years ago or something. That was a good CG show, and then. Yeah, Prime actually has a sequel show called Robots in Disguise, which is pretty good too. So it's definitely a movie thing. But unfortunately, the movies, as they are, make a lot of money. So there's no deterrent for them to stop, which sucks. Why do good shows and good movies not make them good money, but then terrible shit like Transformers does? I mean, it's sending the wrong message to the investors and the movie makers. It's just disappointing.
Like I said, I guess I am part of the problem, but it's like I just had a brilliant idea for the MLP movie. They need to have Michael Bay direct that.
Oh, geez. Well, luckily, like it's already made, so it's just probably like getting animated right now.
Michael Bay's My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. It's just like Rainbow Dash does, like, what's that thing she does where she like makes a big explosion? Like that just happens like every 3 seconds.
Sonic Rain Boom.
Yeah, the Sonic Rain Boom. She's just like doing that through a city and it's just like blowing up like every 3 seconds. That'd be the
seriously. It's like it's like slow motion, like glass shattering and stuff, like just showing like citywide all that.
Yeah, exactly, and just like there are humans in it for some reason.
That'd be the worst thing.
Might be the best thing, honestly. I'd love to watch that.
It could be like absurdist humor.
It'd be like so bad it's good at that point. It'd be just like the worst. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and like he did the TMNT movies too, didn't he? And I heard those.
Or he was like a producer.
Oh yeah, well, like they're still like very like Michael Bay-esque from what I understand, and those are like a little bit better, but like still, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think the reason why, I don't know, it's just disappointing though when bad art, or art that's generally disliked makes a lot of money, and then the studios are like, oh, we'll just keep making this art that not many people like, but makes us money.
It's like, I wonder how things can go on for this long. It's like, the fact that Fairly Odd Parents has been going on for this long, and SpongeBob and the Transformers movies. It's like, I understand why. I guess they're making money somehow, but it's like, I don't know
until they stop making money.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know how you can put out stuff like that and be okay with it.
I mean, we put out this episode and we're okay with it.
Well, we're not a studio. Fuck you, dude. We're just like two fucking schmucks on the internet. Trying to. We're only making like a cent off each episode, anyways.
Yeah, right. Matter. Especially since like YouTube's ad thing is like kicked in, like the boycott.
Oh yeah, that whole thing. That's crazy.
Yeah. So.
Nonsense.
So like whatever money we would make, we're making even less now. So. Well, go sub to our channel though.
Yeah, sub to both our channels. This is the only thing I upload anymore, but.
Yeah.
Still sub to me and sub to the Kawaii Wrestler for basically this, except it's just him and it's a lot. Yeah. So, definitely not as long. Yeah. Anything else you can think of that's just been going on for too long? I guess The Simpsons has in a way, but
yeah. I mean,
it's one of those things where it's gone on so long that it's almost like hipstery to say that it hasn't been going on long enough or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost a meme how long it's been going on. It's kind of like a staple of just, like, our culture that The Simpsons has to be on the TV.
Yeah, and, like, one nice thing is that it's on Fox, so it's not, like, interfering with, like, other shows.
Yeah.
Like, those fucking Teen Titans Go, like, how it's, like, on all the time on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
So it's not like that where, like, other shows are getting, like, cut time or something. All that's happening are like new episodes are on during football season, and then that's about it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know. It's just like, it's like when it feels like everything that should be going. I guess that's just one of those things where maybe just like a feeling you get, and it's not really correct. But it feels like things that should be going on forever don't, and things that shouldn't be going on forever do, or things that need to be longer aren't, things that don't need to be longer are. That's sort of the topic I guess we've been talking about, because it's like shows like Danny Phantom, what was that, only like 3 seasons, right?
Yeah, 3 seasons.
3 seasons, and like from what I understand, the 3rd season wasn't even as good as like the first 2, or like by a wide margin it was worse.
Yeah, like I think there are probably like production issues, maybe.
That's what I heard, yeah.
Or at least just like discontent between the studio and Butch, and that's why like the show didn't continue. I think it was like costing more money than the studio is willing to offer or something.
Yeah. It's just like it should be. It's like Danny Phantom, I feel like should have at least gone on for 1 or 2 more seasons. It's I wasn't a huge fan of the show. I don't think I want the revival. I want a revival. I think I would appreciate it. I don't think I want it as much as you. It's not like on the top of my list like it is for you, but it's like it. I feel like it should have gone on for longer, and it's like it's a good enough show to at least get like 4 or 5 seasons. I mean,
for sure. I think you should watch the episodes again because like Danny Phantom, like it's not like Avatar in that like you can easily say it's an instant classic. But it's a very solid show that does a lot right. That when you like watch it again, you're kind of able to appreciate it more. And I think that's kind of why it stayed. Like it's actually stayed, so long. Is that it's not like some big masterpiece like The Last Airbender. Well, the Avatar: Last Airbender. And
yeah, I could see that. It's just sort of something that fans love still.
But yeah, it's like something solid that. It just isn't right since it's been gone for almost a decade.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy how that happens. And, like, at least now it's, we're getting all these revivals and stuff. And I think we'll have more along the way.
Yeah, the chances are that it'll come back eventually. Or something else will come back. That's good, too.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I think that Danny Phantom will... I think there's good chances that it will come back. I mean, after maybe it depends on how Invader Zim and the Hey Arnold movie goes, but we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. Especially since those are Nickelodeon properties.
Yeah, it's like I'll definitely have to go out see that Hey Arnold movie, and I think I'll end up watching Invader Zim too. Even though I wasn't actually a fan of either of those shows really when I was a kid, but
Hey Arnold's great. You should definitely go watch that again.
Yeah, it's on Netflix, right? I might watch it when I get some.
No, no Nickelodeon stuff is on Netflix anymore.
It was for a while, I heard though. But I'll find some way to watch it. I'll definitely use some legal means. But
oh yes, very very legal.
That's the only thing I kind of do illegally is like watch cartoons. Like I've gotten to the point now where it's like even movies like I pay for on the internet and stuff, but like cartoons, I don't know. It's not worth it. It's like there's no easy way to like watch a cartoon. I feel like I don't know, like
because like a movie will be like however many dollars, but it'll always be less than like one season of a show that will probably have like multiple seasons.
And it's like so easy to like watch a movie for like pay for a movie. Like I just go on YouTube, I type in like a movie, and it's there for like 99 cents to rent for like 12 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's like so simple, but it's like if I want to watch Hey Arnold, what can I do? It's like, do I like gotta buy the DVDs? Is like it available on iTunes?
Yeah, like who knows like how many websites and stuff have it? Like I think only Amazon. Like I think Nickelodeon has like all their stuff on Amazon Prime or something. So
yeah, and then it's
so it's just like hard to get. It's hard to get shows and
stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think this was a bit of a shorter episode. I think we got up to like 30-something minutes, but like we discussed before this that we have prior engagements and stuff. So
exactly.
From both of us here at CringeCast, you all have a real great day, a real cringy day.
And leave a like and subscribe.
Yeah, and click on the ad when it shows up.
Yeah, because we need that fraction of a cent.
Fuck that hay penny. What are they did like in the Old West where they like had pennies, like money was worth so much more, so like you like cut a penny in like 8 pieces or something. Anyways, it doesn't matter. But anyways, so for all of you, have a real cringy day, and
all right,
we'll
see you later.
all later.